I'm not even going to acknowledge that further than what I just did.
Except for Phoenix.
I've had some pretty corny
I'll
jokes too. So
joke again. Guys, it's Haven. We're about to be underway. We see identical compositions locked in. When you see this, a couple of things you have to pay attention to are the jet operas and how much value they are getting. And more importantly, when that operator comes online, Shazam and Dicey, the players that I'm going to be taking a peek because there are so many different angles here on Haven that you can use that operator. So we'll have to keep an eye out. If Sentinels win this game, ladies and gentlemen, they secure their spot in the Masters tournament for the VCT, and they continue to battle through Challengers 2 to earn an extra sum of money. 100 Thieves, should they lose, they go back to Challengers 3 in the closed qualifiers. As we kick off the pistols, it's quick out the gate. It's 3 members stacked towards B and mid control coming out from Sentinels.
Indeed. We are going to see them maybe start putting that pressure on B side or garage, or maybe both at the same time. So we're going to see them start dashing in here. Dicey trying to stay alive and buy time for a bit of a rotation. Spike is certainly going to go down, or perhaps not. Dicey able to strike that down. Sick able to at least have the quick response. Spike will be recollected by Sentinels. They have a 4-on-4 now in the B site. Asuna and company starting to pinch in, but Zom's great job there holding his angle. Will stop that from breaking through, but it's just tit for tat, man. Back to a 2-on-2 now.
And with the Spike rotating out towards A, I said we got to pay attention to that B site, and it was actually the first play of the game here. Sentinels trying to catch 100 Thieves off guard. Now with the Spike planted, even more so trying to catch him off guard, playing very aggressive post-plant positions. Almost catching Hiko is Sick as that recon bolt. To get some information taken down, so they know one by the spawn. Maybe Dapper up towards Heaven, and Sick hasn't been spotted out here, and there it is. He gets the jump on Hiko, finds a kill now. Nitro in a 1v2. Has a frenzy in his hands, but the high ground goes to Dapper, and the pistol goes to Sentinels.
Yeah, big round from them. Obviously a bit of a slugfest over there at the front of that B site, as can often happen, but Sentinels were able to kind of fight their way through, get access to A site through the link area, and then play a good post plant, so they will go ahead and jump up now 1-0. Obviously, everyone dipping into their wallets here to pull out the SMGs. A couple of Buckies in play as well here for 100 Thieves. And honestly, sometimes that Steel Nitro combo can be very deadly over on that C side of the map. So that's one thing to think about. Those Steel will be actually anchoring over on A side with a tripwire over towards Sewer's position as he tries to focus that Bucky up on an angle over at long A. He was able to cam at C, but it has been blown up. Meanwhile, we see some aggression as well at C side. They're actually able to get Nitro in that closet area.
No push up towards A short, though. Sewer's not going to be for free. Steel is here with the Bucky. Cage going to stop that push for now. A second one on top of it to continue to delay, but Dapper hanging out just to make sure nobody getting too aggressive. Pushing on through. It's the force up from Sentinels, as to be expected. It is that, you know, I had a really fun name for the Stinger or something, and now I lost it, and I'm sad about it.
It's okay. Nitro, the timing, everything here. He's setting up a smoke right as they push in. He's able to collect himself, gets the kill, and discovers the spike. As Sentinels were looking to make that pivot towards the C side of the map. In the meantime, what is going on here? Dapper sneaks into sight, Steel unaware. Big catch that's going to allow them to pivot that spike back over to the A side as Dapper holds onto the ground that he has gained with his sneaky maneuvering there. I feel like Dapper and Steel are some of the most sneaky Sentinels in NA as well, as far as how they're able to kind of get in behind people. Their timings are so good on some of the lurk plays, and Dapper is the one who comes up big this round. It looks like Sentinels will go ahead and finish the job off the back of it. Zoms will mop up a couple of the 100 Thieves members there, and that's going to be the 2-0 lead for Sentinels, and 100 Thieves will likely now have to look to sit back and take a save, and Sentinels will be able to jump up very likely to a 3-0 lead now.
And I misspoke in that last one. It was 100 Thieves. Excuse me, not Sentinels forcing up. Obviously, Sentinels did buy, but 100 Thieves going back to the Stinger ways, and it falls flat again. This is the second map now. We see they might force up something here, but it's not going to be until that round number 4 that we see the rifles.
Done with Cypher's secrets.
Certainly. So good start here. The Sentinels are already a map to the good as well. Again, a grueling battle to Envy that they lost. as Envy are the ones to capture that master slot, but still one up for grabs here and now in the lower bracket, and Sentinels are certainly put their best foot forward here towards doing so. So we also have the B stream going on as well, covering the other lower bracket match. If you missed it, Immortals did beat Luminosity 2-0. They took the other master slot. And we have Luminosity taking on Xset, so just add a little number 2 to the end of the link, and you'll be able to see that one as well.
The sewers control seems to be so important here for Sentinels in all of their plays as they found an early kill there. Make it another. Sick and Sinatra, Shazam, all the S's for this Sentinel squad finding the kills. Again, it wasn't eco, so nothing really to write home about, but 100 Thieves just can't get anything going. And on top of a flawless round, everybody got on the board. A team ace for Sentinels.
Not bad. Do love to see that. I guess. I mean, I don't know for sure. If you're a 100 Thieves fan, maybe not.
Yeah, true. Sentinels fans
otherwise,
do love to see that.
Team Ace is pretty good. Feels good situation as his bonus round is going to come into effect now for Sentinels, still sitting on 3 Spectres. Full buy out here from 100 Thieves, including the Operator on Dicey. See what they want to do here. It looks like Dicey's maybe going to try to take a pick over towards Garage and Middle. We see a drone being used at Long C as they're trying to maybe look to get the orb here.
What is Sick going to be good for? 1 kill comes through. Dicey going to send him back, but I mean, that's more than you can ask for from the run it back, and Sick continues to go unscathed, unstopped here with that forward momentum. Still going to bring back the camera as that spike's going to be planted all the way on the opposite side, and if he tries to creep on through, Dapper waiting for this lurk, and there's a couple of trap wires that should trip him up as well. Asuna struggling to find a way on through. Zom's gonna ult away from this site, so now an extra member to play against that lurker as the flashes come down. A beautiful post plant from Sentinels puts him in basically a pretty good spot across the board. The hot hands gonna push one away, and Dicey gonna find the kill onto Shazam, so they're trying to do everything they can. The spike is now halfway, but the mollies and the flank come back in response. Zom's gonna find 2. The spike is halfway, but 100 Thieves just have no way to make a play on it. And Steel, the flank in the worst possible position here. The rifles, everybody just about dies, and 100 Thieves down 4-0.
Is there nothing that Sick can do, man, by the way? I mean, the guy literally made a name for himself as a Sage. He pivoted to playing a lot more supportive stuff at times, you know, Sky, even picks up Sova now on Icebox, basically setting up other players. Now he's the one with the Phoenix with the run it back, doing things that like Drone and Asuna are known for in our region, just being able to implement and be an entry fragger. And now Sick's doing that too, man. So the guy is just, the Swiss Army knife of the North American scene. So much value that he brings to the table. Now it's a big round for him, getting that entry on the C site and just unlocking the way for Sentinels to find their 4th round. And now we see Zoms holding out for the flank here through C position. I'm pretty sure he's aware. What? Okay, I would have thought he wouldn't have allowed Asuna what he got there, but all of a sudden these have made this interesting.
Yeah, that was... I mean, the blades used here in the eco round from Dicey nets a kill out towards that spawn. And, I mean, the Zoomers, somehow, some way, they find a small hiccup in the plans here. Nitro creeping on through. Shazam sniffs it out, takes him down to his low HP on the Omen. And although it's a 3v3 again, we have to take into consideration what 100 Thieves have going for him, which doesn't feel like a whole lot. Dicey does have the knives, but has to be picture perfect here. And Shazam through the smoke. Speaking of picture perfect, Sentinels continue this oppressive onslaught here on Haven.
Yeah, they really are just laying the hammer down here on 100 Thieves. They're going to keep those smokes and cages up on this back halls. No one can break through. They are getting chipped away at, and now they are being finished. 100 Thieves were trying to make a bit of a play there. They did even get the opening 2 kills on the round with some of their aggressive maneuvers, but eventually Sentinels were able to recover just fine and put that one out. I think this was the big one. I think Nitro had a chance to get the jump on Shazam that could have made things a bit tough on Sentinels, but when Shazam catches that and gets the kill on Window Room, it's pretty much a done deal. Great round from Shazam in particular there to go ahead and put it to 5-0 to the good of Sentinels. Steel is going to pick up a bit of an LMG here, so we'll see if this changes fruitfully. He's going to be playing that garage position now over with Nitro. Spokes exchange at Long Sea or collected for Sentinels. They now have the Hunter's Fury available for a post plant or to clear an angle for an attack, as it looks like they are maybe looking to split C again. They're getting the drone up, they're clearing closet, they're getting into C, they're starting to also position themselves to maybe also push into garage.
But with the tag usually comes the Hunter's Fury, and that's the Ares down. Steel gets 0 value outside of information, but traded for his life. Zico going to try and send it back. Nitro Shazam go back and forth, and unfortunately that Hunter's Fury only going to find a bit of damage, and once more 100 Thieves find themselves on the back foot. Asuna trying to do what he can. He's blinded inside the blaze wall, has nowhere to go, and is going to be sent right back. Sinatra and Dapper on the board. They leave it all up to Hiko, but this is very familiar for Shazam. Kills inside of garage. Sentinels to 6. 100 Thieves still yet to find a win.
Once again, it's Asuna on a cold start. Again, think about back to the first map where he started out the game 1-11. He started this game 1-6. This guy is supposed to be kind of the engine of the team, and he is really struggling here. It's obviously still early days. He can still recover. And it's not just him. Generally speaking, Sentinels are just dominating the server, just as they did early on Ascent. They just have absolutely no chill. They're trying to speed run this lower bracket match, dude. Like they are crushing right now. They're just going out swinging, and they're not missing anything.
You can typically write stuff off like Asuna having a bad game. That happens. Having a bad series. It happens to literally everybody, but this one being so incredibly important. Now Sentinels should just be able to run the show for the most part. Neural Theft is going to give out some information they already have as Asuna falls down towards sewers, and 100 Thieves down to their last 2, just looking to depart whatever they can find. The Stinger's not going to be enough once more. Zam finds another, starting to pad the stats. Like I said, it's so important, one of the most important, because you're going to have to run it back in Challengers 3 if you go down here.
Yeah, and again, like, Sentinels, as we've already talked about multiple times throughout this series and in the previous, they are a very aggressive team. They're very much in your face. They love to scrap, and Haven really plays to that because with the map so large, you're gambling if you're 100 Thieves defensively, if you're going to try to stack or push something. If you're spreading the map and playing standard, that really plays the Sentinels just being able to overwhelm a site and then force you to play retake, and perhaps they're already going to have mana advantage at that point. And again, it's such a large map. It's so hard to make rotations. You have to play like a perfect defense when it comes to the information game to be able to rotate effectively and really stand a chance on a map like this. And Sentinels are just not allowing it. They're just getting in. They're trading very effectively. And they're just showing up with better individual form. They're instilling their game plan perfectly.
And even in the small amount of information given right there, we saw 2 rounds where Dapper gets spotted out by that recon bolt. You can't spray through that wall. You can't get a whole lot off of it. The sewer control is not sewer control. This time around, though, Asuna going to take a different angle and catches Dapper out, slowly starting to come online, slowly starting to wake up. But is it too late here, Dust? 100 Thieves now have run him down to the last. Asuna trying to come online for the ace. It's Sinatra to sit him down. But the sleeping giant has awoken. He finds 4, and Hiko close it out. What a way to get on the board.
Yeah, that was an interesting round because you saw Sentinels going for some sewers control with the cages on the long A cross, but Asuna was playing aggressive on those cages, found a timing, comes in, kind of backstabs it almost felt like they were trying to get those players through A into Link after they planted the spike or something like that. And Asuna just kind of broke that thing wide open and was able to then flank through window room and collect 4 kills. And so yeah, it seemed like Sentinels were a little bit spread thin on that round, and they just got disjointed by Asuna kind of getting in between them, I guess you could say. So that was quite the round from 100 Thieves. Really well done, but they need to build off of that. Asuna, again, looking to get aggressive. He has a run it back available as well. Both Phoenixes do, actually. Sick already using his here to try to put that pressure over towards Garage. And Dapper catches Asuna this time around. He was anchoring that side of the map, and Sick sweeps through for 2 entries with the run it back.
Hiko, sure, you can't count him out just yet. Walks away with 42 HP after finding 2. But guess what? Shazam, Garage, name a better duo, Dust. As it's all down to Dicey and the operator. And in a situation like this, I think you just save. It is a 1v2. Dicey is known to be a little flashy. But should he find this next kill? If he doesn't in the next few seconds, I think you just go for the save here.
Yeah, I think if he can find one quick, it would certainly prompt him to want to go for it, especially with them being this far behind on the scoreboard. Going for a play like this actually does make sense now because they're just leaking way too many rounds here. That's a great pick onto Sick. That's all of a sudden unlocking some options. He can swap over to the Vandal. Going to be tough on Dapper here now. He doesn't know which angle he's going to have to defend.
He's running out of time, and Dapper is in arguably the most awkward spot I've ever seen. He tries to go for the knife, and guess what? You didn't get it, but you bought enough time as Sentinels move to 8, and Dicey dies on the way out. It's all coming, it's falling down. Everything crumbling on top of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, it would have been nice if he could have gotten away and got the operator back and then saved that over. Now they're not going to have the sniper coming into this round, I don't think. It's just going to be rifles across the board. Nice try, though, from Dicey. He got a couple of nice kills. He was really patient when Shazam was kind of poking and prodding at him. Was able to find that, found a second, and gave himself a chance, but just not quite. You know, it is what it is. As Sentinels now up 8-1. Alts are pretty equal for both teams at this point as far as what's available. They're going to go for some pretty quick A pressure here. They still do have the Omen presence over on C-side, but they are really laying the pressure on. Asuna forced to run it back. He gets caught, though, with no value. In the meantime, Nitro's Lurk does find Zoms out on C-side, so defense does have a man advantage now, and they're trying to put the pressure on as well at A, and it's working out beautifully.
Asuna, again, able to find a couple of kills. Absolutely pivotal for this 100 Thieves roster. Sick is here, though. Man of the hour, last game. Top fragging, looking to do the same in this one. Dicey with that aggressive posture over towards that A lobby area is able to find a kill onto Shazam. Now it's all up to Sick. And if anybody can do it, Sick can. It's a 1v4. Nitro with the paranoia across, and Asuna will pick up the kill as he is blinded. 100 Thieves, they battle back, but they have a long way to go here. The next 2 rounds are going to be incredibly important.
Indeed they are. And they also could suffer a huge economic reset here with that victory and then a loss to follow. Like, they would basically have no credits to work with the final round of the half. They buy all that they can, sure, but it wouldn't be a whole hell of a lot. So this is really crucial. In fact, both economies are pretty fragile here, so that really could play into the final round of the hat, depending on how this plays out. Could be kind of a little bit of a combo deal. Sentinels would certainly love to be on the winning end of that, as they do have the Hunter's Fury available for post-play and to clear angles, and they're going to drone into C. They're going to get the orb on Sick as well, and they do spot a player here towards the backside. It's going to be the Cypher of Steel that they found. They clear out the tripwire as well, and this is going to go ahead and get them in with 6. Run it back, but they don't clear this double stack of Nitro, so he's able to limit 6 impact there. And now I think Sentinels realize that C might be too enforced.
This is the first time in, we had 19 rounds in the first game. We're here, round 11 in this one. That Sick had finally been silenced, that they did something about it. They made sure he didn't get any value. He's still alive, but that run it back gets nothing, as does Shazam, going down early in this one. So maybe that duo isn't as strong as I thought. Shazam and Garage. Instead, it's Nitro and Steel, the duo, holding it down on the C site, grabbing the information. Now it's all down to Zoms, a 1v5. It's a whole lot of time as well. Hashtag Zoms Nation?
No. Come on now. Let's be reasonable. Great first. Okay, stop.
Wait a second.
30 seconds
2
left.
kills come through. Hiko is on low health, and I think Nitro might just be about out of armor on top of it all. No shields. We'll see. It's going to be a 1v1 on the A site as the plant comes through. This is the low HP Hiko. Now running out of time is that recon bolt. Not going to find too much. Hiko getting the information that he's possibly pushing. Playing around that dart, not planting. And we have the hindsight. If you just shoot through the smoke, you get the kill. But instead, it's low HP. But it's just enough for 100 Thieves to get back on the board.
Indeed it is. I will say this, though. They had to use, some ults there. And now there's still 3 in play for Sentinels on the final round of the half. So that could come up pretty big, especially that Hunter's Fury still available for Sinatra. get a lot of value out of that. So even though they come in with a couple of stingers and so therefore inferior firepower overall, they still have a lot, I guess, more overall utility, I guess you could say. But we'll have to see how it plays out. Certainly a big half so far, but at least 100 of these are starting to recover here towards the end of this first half, winning 3 of the last 4. Starting to get a little bit of steam behind them. So we're going to once again see Sinatra droning up along C, spots Omen in the back, going to tag him, and now use the 100 sphere to try to get himself a pick. And he is going to find it onto Nitro. Still at least able to respond on Garage, though. Gets Sick out of the way. Big kill to get.
Out to get backstabbed, though. He is able, okay, sneaks away with the timing on that cage. I thought maybe Shazam would be able to get a knife to the back of the head, but not going to be the case. Unfortunately, the duo, the dynamic duo for the C site, they're not both alive. Shazam will fall. The blade's going to go down as Asuna continues to try and stay hot here. Sinatra sneaks away narrowly, has that stinger in hand, is actually able to upgrade, but gets spotted out. And in a 3v2, make it a 3v1. Dapper needs to do something crazy. Finds the kill onto one, and here comes the crazy. Trying to grab a 9-3 half as the Neural Theft gives the info that he needs. Dapper going to look to push on. Shock Dart going to find some damage. 67, excuse me, HP. One kill come through. Almost a line. Dapper gets it done. 9-3 at the half. What a way to close it out from the Sentinels here. As we have to jump away for a quick break. Guys, we'll see you on the other side. We're jumping back into it, but first, we've got a replay of that last round. Just too much hype to let go by the wayside, Dust.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this clutch from Dapper that we're going to see was just, yeah, I mean, come on. It just feels like the life is being squeezed out of 100 Thieves at this point. They need this pistol.
Let me get a bit of info. Not too bad of a way to start your pistol round. Paranoia going to slow things down for a moment, and the aggression doesn't stop here, even on the defending side. Shazam still playing incredibly aggressive. The hot hands get 0 value. Somehow Shazam sneaks away, but the spike sneaking on over towards that seaside, Dust.
That's absolutely the case here. 100 Thieves getting stalled out, though, by the cage as well as the dart, so Sentinels now know what they're up against. They also have a push out into defending spawn. There is a tripwire on their way, though.
I thought Sinatra was about to do something wild, just as his teammates have been able to do. Instead, he will be sat down, and 100 Thieves look to find themselves a plant. It's planted for long. Now, mind you, these aren't the most long-range weapons as we go back and forth on that kill feed, but Sentinels find themselves starting to get mowed down. Although the flank comes through, now we're in a 2v2, and that long plan doesn't mean a whole lot as they're on the site. Zombs, the last one standing. Can we get some heroics? Can we get some Zombs Nation here in this as the smokes traded out? A nice little Venn diagram of the dark cover. Unfortunately, at this point, it would need to be right here, right now. It's Nitro to close it out. Zombs is running out of time. And as you said, Dust, an incredibly important round there for 100 Thieves. They pick it up, and what can they do moving forward?
Yeah, that was the first box they needed to check, and a very long list of things required to be able to get back in the mix here in a series that Sentinels have been absolutely dominating from start and to this point. And it could be all the way to the finish, but 100 Thieves able to get a big pistol victory there. They're going to have economic advantage going forward. And so it's a great chance to start closing that gap. And Sentinels are actually taking a step back here. They're not going to fully invest in the Stingers or anything aggressive here on this loss. They're going to look to just get a couple of upgraded pistols and take things a bit more conservatively as far as economics go. So 100 Thieves shouldn't have too much trouble finding a fifth, as there's not much to resist them coming into this one. So they're going to slide out for a bit of mid control while also pushing into long A.
You have to silence Sick. You cannot let him get too much here with a ghost in hand. And again, on the defensive end or on the losing end of those pistols, you still have to be wary if you're 100 Thieves of what they might have. Those stingers are absolutely no joke. Stapper hanging out inside the cam. The hot hand's going to be queued up once more to try and stop a push. But it seems like 100 Thieves, not that they're not sure where to go, there just hasn't been an opening.
Yeah, I mean, Sentinels are doing a pretty good job keeping tabs on 100 Thieves' movements across the map with that cam tucked in the, back C spot. they're also now shifting their full defense towards A side, which is where 100 Thieves are headed. So even though they have low firepower, their numbers are going to be exactly where they need to be to have a chance. This could be very interesting.
Dash onto sight. Again, it's going to be the Spectre to the back, but Sentinels pick up 2 to kick things off. Make it 3 and 6 with the Ghost. Nitro tries to push on through, and Hiko has to be the hero here. He's going to get flanked from behind. He pushes, takes the fight right to Zombs, the 1v2. And Sinatra with the classic, a thrifty round win, pushes Sentinels to double digits.
That is absurd, man. That is a round you can't afford to lose if you're 100 Thieves trying to make a crazy comeback in a game that you're getting pummeled on. But Sentinels, to their credit, I don't know what exactly gave them the read. I know they had a cam at the back of C that was spotting, nothing going on over there. So they had a pretty good idea that, okay, they're not really trying to take long C control. They're not really trying to set up a C split. They obviously knew that no one was really coming garage. So they just kind of went ahead and gambled the rotation over to A, knowing that they had kind of left that open. And they had 4 players on site as 100 Thieves were attacking, and 100 Thieves got really punished for it, despite the fact there was low firepower. Now Sentinels looking to try to put this thing to a close. They get aggressive out in the middle. They find their initial kill, but that smoke sets up Nitro perfectly for a bit of a one-way onto Sick. Zon's the equalize, though, inside the sewers.
But yeah, it's back and forth, not in rounds, but for kills in this round. And again, nothing is going 100 Thieves' way. Nothing working in their favor. And again, Nitro picks one up, but Shazam there to answer. And they've got the better weapons. So if you continue to take these long-range fights, there is that, dice roll chance that the Stinger picks up a double dink or something. But again, there's just not a whole lot working. Now Shazam does get spotted out, but spots one out towards heaven. Now the spike to be planted. Dapper quite far away, so I think it would behoove of Shazam to try and play this slow, but instead he tries to grab the fight, and it's dicey with the upgraded Phantom from this round. A bit of escalation. We'll end a round win, and Nitro tried to fake there, the shrouded step, but right into vision, and Dapper is looking to clutch up again. He's incredibly healthy. He's got the shots on target, and Dapper does it once more.
Oh no, I think what happened was Nitro was trying to teleport out of the corner. And there's something weird right now about the hitbox of that shrouded step where it can sometimes get caught on stuff, and I think it got caught on like a corner. And so instead of teleporting all the way over to the other side as intended, he got stuck and then he was just exposed. I hate that for Nitro. That's such a, I don't even want to call it a mistake. It's just so unlucky. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I don't know for 100%, but I can't imagine that if he was truly trying to fake a shrouded step, he would have done it way safer in the corner.
Yeah.
Like, that's, oh my God, that's gut-wrenching. I feel for him. I mean, obviously great clutch from Sentinels, don't get me wrong. They earned the victory, but I had to imagine Nitro, if that would have gone the way he planned, they would have had still a pretty solid 2-on-1 and a chance to win the round.
It makes a whole lot of sense that he would be trying to get out of there after Shazam just spotted
Yeah, exactly.
him.
Yeah, certainly. That had to have been it, man. And that's gut-wrenching for that to happen to him. Especially the way the score is right now.
That's just very unfortunate. As the knives come through, it's going to send Asuna right back from where he started. And Shazam, with a nice little reset there, going to go right back to the drawing board. Icy going to match blades for blades, but on the opposite side of Haven, and it's exactly where the spike is. So that was the recipe. Buy enough space, buy enough time, or Asuna is going to be taken down. Now they're running back in response, and they just might find Steel 2, who's only sitting on the Sheriff. Sick going to run him down, and again, Sick comes out on top. Going to make it a favorable matchup here for Sentinels, and the retake, a very, very difficult post plan for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough indeed, but Hiko with the Hunter's Fury able to take down one and lighten the load a bit here, but Sick is just plowing on through with Zombs. There is no hesitation from the Sentinel squad. They are feeling it big time. They will get this defused, and they will now be one round away from joining the likes of Envy and Immortals for those guaranteed master slots here from the Challengers 2 event. It is right there for the taking, and they have so many chances to get it. I'm going to be real. I just feel like 100 Thieves never really showed up in the series, man. They have looked so cold in comparison to what I'm used to. I don't know what's happened, but they have just not really shown up the way that you would have expected. Even if you thought Sentinels were the favorite to win, the fact that it hasn't even been close is just kind of shocking. And I'm not sure why that's the case. But what I can say is Sentinels are absolutely banging it out. They are playing so well. And even when they lost to Envy, they still played pretty well overall.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And the best way to battle back is right here, right now. Need 8 in a row here for 100 Thieves. And unfortunately for this squad, it didn't even pick up 8 in the last. So to take heroics, an entire effort for 100 Thieves. Nitro finds a kill. Sick gonna trade it right back. In a 3v3 we go. They're starting to get mowed down. And it's all up to Hiko, but he can't clutch it out. Sentinels take down 100 Thieves in 2-0 fashion and secure their spot inside of Masters.
Man, Sentinels were not messing around this series, dude.